You see, I've never been much for shopping. In fact, I try to stay away from town, except at maybe shipping time. I'm just not that easily found. But the time came that I had to go, so I left the boys with Ma. But before I left, she said, "Could you pick me up a bra?" Well, without thinking, I said, "Sure." How tough could that job be? I bent down to kiss her. I said, "I'll be back about 3." Well, when I finished doing the things I needed to, I started to regret ever offering to buy that thing. I started working up a sweat. But I crossed the street to the ladies' shop. I pulled this old hat over my eyes. I wasn't taking any chances. I didn't want to get recognized. But I walked right up to that sales clerk, and I didn't hem or haw. I said, "Ma'am, I'm here to buy a bra." So from behind, I heard some snickering, and I turned around to see 4 or 5 women giggling, looking right at me. "Well, what style would you be looking for?" she asked. Well, I just scratched my head. "I thought bras were bras," I said. She gave me this disgusted look and said, "Cowboy, that's where you were wrong. Come with me," I heard her say, and like a dog, I tagged along. She took me down this alley where them brassieres was on display. I thought my jaw had hit the floor when I saw that lingerie. There's all these different styles and shapes like I'd not seen before. I thought, I'm going to go crazy before I get out of this woman's store. Well, there were bras you wear for 18 hours. And bras that cross your heart. There were bras there that lift and separate, and that was just the start. Well, there were bras there that made you look like you weren't wearing none at all. And bras you could trade in to start out when you're small. Well, I just picked the black and lacy one. I told the lady to bag it up. I figured I was done. Well, then she asked me for the size. Well, I didn't hesitate. You see, I knew them measurements by heart. I said 6 7/8. She said, 6 7/8? Surely that's not right. Well, yes, ma'am, I'm positive. I measured both those things last night. I thought she'd gonna go in shock. You know, I must have took her by surprise when I told her that my wife's breast was the same as my hat size. Now, this old hat's what I used to measure with. I figured it was fair, but if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, ma'am. I just drew another stare. Well, by now, a whole crowd had gathered, and they were all cracking up when that lady asked to borrow this hat so she could measure for the cup. Well, we finally got it figured, and I just gave a girl her pay. I headed for that door. I tipped my hat and said, "Good day." Well, my wife had heard this story before I ever got home. I think 2 or 3 of them women called her on the phone, and she was still laughing. But by then, I didn't care, because now she don't ask, and I don't shop for no more women's wear.